Welcome back to the Brennan T. Adams audio experience. I'm Brennan T. Adams. I'm sitting here with Tom Weiss.
Good to see you.
What's up? Familiar face right here, Dallas Robinson of Drink Blocks.
Yes,
and
sir.
we're going to talk about Drink Blocks, which is a company that I recently invested in, a partner with. But I'm going to talk, we're going to go in the background of this. But quickly, got to say, a familiar face. 10 years ago,
That's right.
you came on the show. 10 years ago. I look a little older now, which is pretty cool. We'll go into that. But first off, let's talk about Drink Blocks. Talk about everything you're doing. What is Drink Blocks?
Yeah, Drink Blocks is a naturally flavored water, sweetened with stevia, 0 cal, 0 sugar, clear formula, no dyes.
Yeah.
And it's a fun building block toy after you're done consuming the beverage. So we did it to entice kids to drink more water, healthier, collect more bottles, build bigger and better things.
You think of Legos, but like blocks, actually put them together.
Absolutely.
So they're going to collect them. They're going to go to the store. They're going to try to get the next one so they can put it together.
Yes, sir.
How did you come up with this?
It was, we're out on a prayer walk with my wife. We had just adopted 4 kids. We had 2. We started to adopt 1 a week before. We found out that there was 2 other kids. They were splitting them up. We were able to adopt all 3. And then 3 years later, a 4th was born, and we were able to get her as well. So when we got them, there was issues with teeth, and they wouldn't drink water. I guess they grew up drinking, sodas and things.
Yeah.
So we developed the formula, and they didn't want it because it was in a clear bottle. They figured, hey, it's water.
Yeah.
So that's where we came up with, my wife and I, with the colored bottles, and then second use is the building block part of it.
Yeah. So how did you come in the picture, Dallas?
Well,
I know you have kids, so I'm sure that tied him up.
4 little girls.
Yeah.
I've got twins. I've got a 14-year-old and a 10-year-old. So I'm a girl dad, and I'm always seeing the interesting, cool things that they're interested in.
Yeah.
And I've been an entrepreneur. I've learned. I went on Shark Tank long ago, back when we first met, and I started to learn back then kind of what makes a good consumer product. And I've been lucky enough to be involved in a lot of consumer products since that Shark Tank experience. And so one of my investor buddies who had invested in Tom's company came to me and said, "Hey, this is an interesting product. I want to see what you think of it." And I looked at it and I'm like, man, this checks a lot of the boxes. This is as a girl dad, as a parent, I'm excited about this, but as an entrepreneur, I'm also very excited about this. It's interesting to see a beverage that has intellectual property attached to it.
Yeah.
Typically, you don't see that. It's all about the branding. It's all about the distribution. But when you see something that's innovative,
PJs, Mass, like you got everything, Transformers. Look at that.
It's a really cool concept, and I thought it could be a game changer in the industry.
So for people that don't know, I'd love for them to hear. I mean, they've listened to the podcast, but talk about how we met.
Yeah.
This full circle. Then I'm going to go into the whole connection from Shark Retreat.
So crazy. So years and years ago, when I'm first starting I had a lip balm company that I took on Shark Tank, and we were at a retreat or a pitch.
It was a product thing in Bentonville.
Product thing in Bentonville, Arkansas, where Walmart headquarters is. And so at the time, Brandon's running around doing podcasts,
sleeping in my truck,
and I'm just hustling, just broke as a joke. We're both out there, and we connect, hit it off, just. Had a great connection, and then I went on the podcast and we started talking. We did a pitch together. Brandon was doing, you were doing Arctic Stick
at the
time,
and he kissed sticks.
We did a hotel pitch off, and we both pitched our products, and we threw.
Kind of sketchy now you think about it. We're in this hotel room doing a pitch off, filming.
It was crazy.
You just meet. You're living in a truck.
And now here we are. So many years later. Being able to reconnect. I mean, we've stayed connected over social media, which has been.
But this is the best part. So I've been following him on social media as he has more kids and they're getting up, growing old, and here I am, we're seeing each other's life, and we've done a few catch-up calls.
Yeah.
So 2 days before Shark Retreat, this is back in August, and I had a deck sent to me randomly, and I was actually at a cigar bar having a cigar, just kind of waiting for the week, ready to go. And I look, and I'm going through the deck, and it said, Drink Blocks. I'm like, this is pretty cool. I look, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Dallas Robinson. I looked, and I instantly, I think I took a picture. I said, Dallas, bro, you need to come here.
Right.
And 2 days later, he flies in, and then you guys are on the hot seat and doing the pitch in front of us for the Shark Retreat.
Yeah.
Fast forward a month, we now led the round to invest in Drink Blocks, and we're working together. It's like the full circle moments you would never imagine happened.
Yeah, that's pretty cool how that all panned out. I can't wait to see what we're gonna do with this.
Yeah, it's exciting with everything ahead. So let's talk about some of the things happening at Drink Blocks, Tom. So give for everybody listening, what are some of the advancements we've had with Drink Blocks? Where are we selling this? Where can people find this?
Yeah, so advancements, we were able to partner with Hasbro and Mattel. So we've got all the characters, Peppa Pigs, Barbies, all of that.
Yeah.
We've got another advancement coming out where we put a locking nub on the top of the bottle. So now you're able to lock on, go vertical, horizontal.
Which is patented.
Which is patented. We've got 20 patents in 28 countries right now. So building out that, and then we've got more other products coming in the bottle.
Yeah. So talk about, because getting distribution and the grind of, just talk about what you guys have done, the strategies behind that to get this in stores, pop-ups, you name it.
Yeah, so we started, we both had a background in working with retailers like Albertsons, Kroger, Walmart, and those. So we were able to get it in some banners, prove it out. And basically now from there, we were picked up by Honickman Group or Honickman Company, which is the biggest Pepsi distributor in the country.
Yeah.
So they're launching it in New York, and then they've got 7 states. So that's we kicked that off recently.
Yep.
And then and then we have other Pepsi distributors we're talking to really build out the East Coast and then start moving it across the country.
Yeah, which is awesome. So we're on the BBV side, we're working on the marketing, get everything from there. What do you guys see in the next 12 to 36 months where you see this going? I mean, obviously I know, but it's always good to hear from your mouths of the people listening.
I think the big push now is direct to consumer. I think that I've always thought from the beginning, our background is retail, is really strong in retail. But then the other side that I've been excited to launch is I think it's such a viral product. It could be a TikTok product. It could be, you can see people building things and submitting it and take pictures of it and filming their kids building a
blocks
castle,
up,
or what can they build next. I think there's that virality to it that could be really fun. So I think a direct to consumer play is something that we're really looking forward to building out over the next 12 months or so. And then it's just getting in more and more and more locations. So every time somebody goes to a store, whatever it is, whether it's a Kroger or a Walmart or wherever they like to shop, moms and dads can go in there and say, hey, that's that Drink Blocks thing. I saw that. I like that. That's interesting. It's cool. It's healthy. And pick some up, and their kids are excited about it.
They'll start collecting them. I think of, was it Logan Paul? What drink does he have?
With Prime.
Prime.
Yeah.
My 7-year-old nephew, literally, they take it and they save it. And I'm like, why are you saving this?
The collectibility.
Instantly, the first thing I thought here is, okay, you can connect them, build an airplane, and they can start collecting them, so they're going to keep buying them. That's the part that I love, because it's like they're not throwing it away.
Yeah.
It's something they want to keep. It's like a toy.
What do you want to build? Do you want to build the next version? Do you need, you need 12 blocks to build the little tower. You need 14 blocks to build the plane. You need 18 to do this. And so they can slowly collect them over time, and they can build more and more and more cool things.
So being in the beverage space is not easy.
No,
you guys know this.
It's very difficult. Wars for a reason.
It's difficult. So for somebody out there that has a beverage they're looking to launch, or they need any advice, what would you tell them? Because you guys have made really good leeway. We now are doing some really big things together. What's your advice to somebody that has a beverage that is just on their way? Don't do it. No, I'm just kidding.
What I was gonna say.
It's tough.
I was gonna say, don't do it.
It's tough. I think you gotta meet the right people. I think that is one of the biggest things. It's a close knit group of people, and you got to get introduced to the right folks, and they've got to get you in front of the right people. And once you have those connections, and some of them are convinced that you have something really, really great, it's so much easier to get other people to open their doors. Yeah. And that's I would start on the smaller side. Go to the moms and pops. Go to the small. Prove it out in the little ones. Don't try to go Walmart first. You're not gonna be able to handle that. You're not gonna be able to. Everybody wants to do that. They get dollar signs in their eyes. You know.
Know where they take you.
But start small. Go prove it out. Prove it out with some.
Sell off the shelf, because if you don't sell off the shelf, then you're going to lose your opportunity.
Yeah, you got to have numbers, show them numbers that, hey, look, in this store, we sold this many per week, and here's the program we were able to do that. Yeah. You can go to the smallest of national retailers or a Midwest retailer, and they want to see numbers. It doesn't matter where, show us numbers that it's selling.
What mistakes to avoid? Is there any things you did early in the career that you're oh shit, never do that again?
I think it's all, and not even mistakes that I would avoid. I think they're all just learning opportunities. But like, for example, if you go just sit this on a shelf next to a competitor and you hope that it will sell off, and it doesn't, That's happened to us. But then we go, okay, what can we do better? Then we get a display. As soon as we put it into a display, a dump bin that shows some of the builds, that markets it just a little better. So people look at it and go, oh, that's not bubbles in there. It's a beverage, you know? Like they have to be able to recognize that. So as soon as we put it in there, the velocity's up, it's selling out, it's going crazy. Kroger's asking for it over and over and over again, but it will not sell if it sits right on the shelf. It's that marketing piece
And display.
knowing what each retailer, what are you able to do in those retailers that can help sell it off the shelf.
So how do you convince them? That's a big thing. Okay, how do you convince the retailer, here's where I want it displayed? Like, what have you guys done? I'm just kind of giving inside the mind of it.
Yeah, and it's been different for us. You know,
And
we're
different
a
for each
water.
retailer.
Yeah, and each retailer. So we're water. You know, we want to be sitting with our competitors in the juice aisle. So we call the juice buyer and they say, go to the water buyer and get their blessing to give it back to us. So that's where it's been. Now it's pretty much, we contact the juice buyer. They realize there's other products that are, you know, in our category and this needs to sit there. So.
And then it's a pitch. It really is a pitch, just like Shark Tank, anything else. You're pitching the buyer and saying, hey, here's some data that we've done. It sells so much better in this display. Do you have a program where you can put displays in? And
You got to work hand in hand with the retailer.
Yeah,
with the buyers.
because they have different. Some stores are a clean floor program. They don't offer displays, but most have some kind of display, a quarter pallet, or a dump bin, or something, and we can customize it for that retailer so we know velocity is going to be there.
Yeah, we found out that the hard way, I guess, that you know that each retailer has a certain way things that work in their stores and all. Instead of coming in with a program and saying this is what we have, you know, working with the buyer individually and seeing what works in their stores, and that's where those dump bins, displays, all came from.
So fast forward 3 years from now, where do you see Drink Blocks?
That's a good question.
We've got lofty goals for
Yeah,
Drink Blocks.
yeah, we do.
Yeah, we want to be widely distributed. We want it to be. I mean, I laugh when I hear we want to be a household name, right? But we want people to know about it. We want to be on social media. We want people to be hearing about it. We want to see it in major retail and have it selling off the shelf on a regular basis. And then we want to expand into some other really fun ideas that we've got.
Different things.
Yeah, we want to see it in camps, potentially in different schools or after school programs and things like that, and then expand to a sports side. We have some really fun ideas on that for sports, kids, healthy hydration for sports too. So there's so many different verticals that we want to get into and have Drink Blocks be part of that.
I love the health side because there's so much crap out there. Like
So
kids
much
are having
garbage.
sugar, everything.
Yeah.
When I saw this and the healthy side of it, it's good for our kids.
Absolutely.
And I'm grateful to be along for the ride. I'm excited. Well, in a year from now, we'll do a recap, come back on this.
For sure.
But for anybody that's watching, listening right now, where can they find you guys? Where can they check out Drink Blocks?
Drinkblocks.com and Amazon are the easiest. They're going to be accessible to everybody. And then other than that, you're going to be able to see it in Kroger from time to time. We have different programs there. Albertsons. We're in about half of those locations, about 1,200 locations across the United States. You can find it where else?
All over New York.
All over
for
New York
sure.
City, yeah.
And then we
10,000 locations.
We're in the
York.
process right now. It's a buying season for us, and we've gotten Acme, Safeway, Wakefern, all these retailers that are coming on board for spring. So spring is going to be a big push. That's also when the Targets, WalMarts, and the big retailers we're in talks to launch February, March. So.
This is exciting, guys.
Coming spring.
I'm stoked. Thanks for coming on the show. It's a good full circle here.
Yes,
this is going to be a huge success story. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate it. Thank you, Dallas. For those of you watching, check them out. Until next time, we'll see you later.